Welcome to our guide on creating your own sourdough starter, maintaining it, and baking your first delicious loaf. Let's dive right in. First, gather your ingredients. Unbleached flour and filtered water. In a clean glass jar, combine an equal ratio of flour and water. For example, I measured out 50 grams of flour and 50 grams of water. It's important to note that there's different ways to do this process and different ratios you can try. Stir until you achieve a thick pancake-like consistency. Loosely cover the jar and place it in a warm spot. Remember, patience is key. Every day for the next 5 to 7 days, you'll feed your starter to keep it growing. Here's how. Remove and discard half of the starter. This keeps the balance of yeast and bacteria just right. Personally, I like to mix into a new clean jar, so I'll take that half of my starter and mix in equal parts flour and water again. So I do about 50 grams of each. Stir it well and cover again. In approximately 1 week, your starter will be bubbly and doubled in size, ready for baking. To keep your starter healthy, feed it daily if kept at room temperature or weekly if stored in the fridge. Always use clean utensils and jars to prevent contamination. I love using TrulyFree's dish soap. It's non-toxic and leaves everything sparkling clean. Now let's bake. There are so many amazing sourdough bread recipes, but my favorite is Farmhouse on Boone. So I take 475 grams of all-purpose flour, 100 grams of my starter, 325 grams of water, and 10 grams of salt. Mix until a shaggy dough forms, then let it rest for 30 minutes. Next, I complete 3 sets of stretch and folds, about 30 minutes apart. I usually just set a timer and come back and do my set. So to do that, you grab the edge of the dough and pull up, stretching. And then I simply fold it over the dough, turn my bowl, and make sure I stretch every side. After the last round of stretch and folds, I cover with a damp towel or beeswax and let it rise until it doubles in size. Shape your dough and let it proof in the fridge for about 4 to 12 hours. While the dough rests in the fridge, it's the perfect time to clean up. TrulyFree's heavy degreaser works wonders on sticky dough residue and keeps my countertops spotless while also keeping my family safe. When you're ready to bake, preheat a Dutch oven to 500 degrees. Dust your loaf with flour and score with a lame. Carefully transfer your dough into the hot Dutch oven. Place the lid back on and bake for 20 minutes. Remove the lid, turn the temperature down to 475 and bake for another 20 minutes until golden brown. And there you have it, your first homemade sourdough loaf. Enjoy the tangy flavor and crispy crust. Happy baking, and remember, a clean kitchen makes the process even more enjoyable.